Hi and welcome back to Ionic 3 apps for WooCommerce. Now that we have installed Ionic and Cordova on our machine and verified that they have installed successfully, we can get started with creating our very first Ionic application. So I am here on ionicframework.com and I'm just gonna click this Getting Started link on the top. This will take me to a page where I will get all the instructions that I need to follow in order to create my very first application. So the first step is installing Ionic. We have already done that. If you remember, we have already executed this command in the last video. So our step 1 is done. Now coming to step 2, we can use the Ionic CLI to create our applications. So we'll have to type in Ionic start --v2, then the name of our application, and then the name of the template. We will talk about templates in just a moment, but first of all, let's just type this command as it is in the command prompt, or if you are on a Mac, on the terminal, and see what happens. So I'll just open the command prompt. I'll just change my current directory to my desktop and I'll just type in this command. Ionic start --v2 my app tabs. This will create an Ionic 2 app called my app with the tabs template. So the first word, which is Ionic, indicates that we are using the Ionic CLI. The start is the keyword that we have to use every time we want to create a new application. The --v2 flag indicates that we want to create an Ionic 2 application. If you do not want to create an Ionic 2 application, you can just skip this. My app is the name of your application. You can name your application whatever you want. And tabs is the template. There are 3 templates that Ionic provides. First one is the tabs, second one is the side menu, and the third one is the blank template. Okay? So first of all, let's just use the blank template and see how our application is created. So I'll just hit enter, and this might take a while depending upon the speed of your internet connection. Since all the files are downloaded from the internet, you need to wait. If you have a slow internet connection, this might take a little bit longer than you expect. Okay, so now our app has been created. So I'll just open the My App folder and show you all the files and folders inside it. So this is the My App folder which has been created for us, and these are all the files and folders which comprise our application. So let's have a look at each of these folders. The first folder is the hooks folder. We are not going to talk about this one because this is for advanced programming. The node modules folder contains all the node modules which are required to run our Ionic 2 application. This one is the heaviest folder of all. The plugins folder will contain any external plugins that we install for our application. Some of the plugins are already installed for us. The resources folder will contain the icon and splash screen for our Ionic application. And the SRC folder, the source folder, is where we will be working most of the times. Finally, the www folder. This is the folder where the compiled application is placed. So as soon as we start writing our code, the application will be compiled and the compiled files will be placed inside the www folder. Rest of these files are just the configuration files that we are not going to worry about now. So let's try and run this application in the browser. So I'll just open up the command prompt. So the first thing I'll have to do is change my current directory to the app directory. So I'll just type in cd my app, and now all I have to do is use the Ionic CLI. So I'll just type in Ionic serve. So this will serve our Ionic application in the browser. Hit enter, and in just a few seconds our application will be opened up in the browser. You can see that this is a pretty much blank application, and because it does not feel very application like, all you have to do is open Developers Console in Chrome. So you can press F12 on your keyboard, or you can open Developer Tools from Chrome menu. Okay, make sure you select this icon right here, which will toggle the device toolbar, and your application will start looking like a mobile application. This is how we will be debugging our application most of the time during this course. This is how an application with the blank template looks like. Feel free to try out the other templates, which are tabs and side menu. What you can also do is press Ctrl C to stop the server, okay? And this time type Ionic serve --L, and this will launch your application in the lab mode in the browser itself. The lab mode is a more sophisticated way of debugging applications, and it provides some native styling to the apps. Your app will look exactly like it would look like on an Android device. You can select more platforms from here, Like if you want to test how your application is going to look like on an iPhone, just select an iPhone from here and you can see how your application looks slightly different on an iPhone than on an Android. You can also select the Windows platform from here and the Windows emulator shows up. So this is another way of debugging applications, but we'll be sticking to this process using Ionic Serve while developing our WooCommerce application. So this was it for this video. In the next video, instead of serving the application in the browser, we will learn how we can run this application in an emulator and on an actual mobile phone.